if you haven't decided to seek Christ to where you can continue to magnify him and seek him, start it right now, because God is holding tomorrow in his hands, but the enemy is also planning what's going to happen tomorrow in your life. So which one do you want to walk into? What God has planned for you tomorrow, or what the enemy does? Hey y'all, welcome back to another video. And in this week, I'm so excited to be still coming on here and talking to you guys. And when I say that I'm still so excited to be talking to you guys, because for the last, I would say, I don't even know how much longer at this point, but for a minute now, I've been going through some things, you know, personally, that I'm not ready to share yet. But to know that I am continuing to seek Christ, to choose Christ, to talk to Christ, although sometimes it's hard to continue doing it, only just because my mind is just exhausted or my body is just physically exhausted. But I'm just so proud of myself, because as history repeated itself with me, anytime I would go through things in life, I would always not consult God. Just go into like this depressive trance of just, you know, woe is me and why this, and, you know, just feeling down and finding other things to like make me happy or forget about it. This time around, I'm really truly, purposely, intentionally choosing to continue to give this to Christ and depend on him. And so for me to come on here right now, like especially because what I'm going through has took a more drastic, you know, pull on me. So I am just so excited that God is still continuing to support me and help me through it, and still speaking to me and giving me words and giving me guidance and giving me something to talk about this week. And I'm just so excited about it, and I'm so excited to record this video, because I know it's something that I'm going to definitely have to go back and watch, even probably again today or tomorrow or whatever. And I'm just so excited to know what God's gonna lay on my heart to speak about in this video, because a lot of the times, like I've told you guys in all my other videos, a lot of times, like I feel like when I'm speaking, sometimes God is speaking through me, for me. And so I'm just excited about what he has planned for me to speak about today. So it's actually going to be two separate topics, or not really two separate topics, but one topic that I feel is led into another topic. Like literally, when I had plans to record this video, I literally was just going to talk about this one topic, but God literally has been dealing with me with something else to where I'm able to speak about that too, and they kind of tie in together. I hope I'm making sense. So I just want to share with you guys, I just want to share with you guys, sometimes when I'm in prayer, or I'm just in my quiet time with Christ, he'll put things on my heart, and then I'll write it down in this journal. And so I want to share with you guys something that I wrote down during my prayer time, and it's definitely something that I've experienced myself, and it's something that I want you guys to hear, because I want to make sure that anytime the devil tries to put lies into your mind, that you're able to know these things ahead of time, so you're able to interview and investigate things before it, you know, settles in your mind, if that makes sense. So I actually wrote this on May 15th, and I wrote, when you know the outcome of sin with a mature mind, your desires shift. You no longer have desire to seek things of this world. It's called maturity. You want God's presence. Sin will trick you into making you think it feels great at first. Take you so deep, as deep as you'll allow. Then right when you're so deep, when you become dependent on it, that's when the enemy will reveal sin's true nature. If you're God's child, you will never desire it. You may enjoy it, but you won't desire it. But when sin has already tricked you in so deep, that's when the truth of it all begins to show, and you become miserable, and so miserable you can't even understand how you got so deep. You will also begin to not consult with God. even at times blame God. Because you will feel he has so much disappointment in you to where you feel like you can't call on him and you feel like he can't hear you. So this was my life, you guys. Like, this was my life over 10 years ago. And it wasn't until I hit rock bottom then, and God revealed to me that he was still with me. And when I seeked him at that time, he even showed me too that, you know, I'm still with you. I never left you. You just allowed sin to be the dictator of your life and to guide you. And God was always in here in my heart. I just didn't call on him. I just didn't consult him. I was literally just going by the fly of, you know, the day. And when I think back on it, I think about how so lost and so miserable I was. And I began to want to blame God. I began to want to blame myself. I began to want to talk bad about myself, think bad about myself, and think that God was so disappointed in me that why even bother asking him if I can't even be confident in the choice that I'm going to make, if I'm going to make the right or the wrong choice. Like, why tell God to help me if I know the thing that I'm asking him to help me with, I'm still enjoying to do, and I just might do it as soon as I finish praying. You know, so that was my life repeatedly. And I just want to tell you guys, like, when you're in a situation like that in your life, don't give up on God. Don't even have those thoughts on what I had, and thinking that, you know, why bother calling on God? He's not going to want to hear me. He's not going to want to help me, because I still am so much stronger in my flesh, in my mind, to where it's no point of consulting God. And so what do you begin to consult? You begin to consult the thoughts in your mind, whatever might drop. You begin to listen to the enemy when you don't even realize that it's him that you're listening to. A lot of times it can sound like yourself. So I just want to encourage somebody out there to say, like, if you're in a situation where you're enjoying sin, if you're in a situation where, you know, you just feel like you don't have the energy or the strength to consistently walk in this walk with Christ, just do one thing and consistently just talk to Christ every day. Even if it's for 5 seconds. Even if it's, God, please have mercy on me. Like, I know what I'm doing is wrong, but just, God, please have mercy on me. Help me out of this. At some way, at some form, bring something into my life that will force me, you know, to have to give up on this. Actually, I watched another sermon by Stephen Furtick, and this is what I wrote down from that sermon. Let's see if I can find it. The name of it was God Won't Leave You Broken. And he talked about how the Gentiles in the book of Ephesians were giving themselves over to sin. They were basically welcoming it in and indulging in it, versus being in it and wanting to get out of it and finding ways to get out of it and seeking God to help you get out of it. They were snuffing it out or sniffing it out and inviting it in. And I just want to say, be careful. Like, figure out which one that you're in. Are you, you know, at some point in your life, you got so caught up with sin and you want a way out to where you're trying to get away from it, but it's just so hard because you having to change the things around you and you know, just kind of restructure your life. Acknowledge what season you're in. Or are you in a season where you're literally enjoying it, snuffing it out, and indulging in it and practicing it? You know, like, be careful. And I'm not saying that because I'm trying to threaten somebody with, you know, God is going to do X, Y, Z. But what I'm saying is sometimes, and I personally have experiences, sometimes in life, if you continuing to sin, knowing that it's wrong, and knowing that you're continuing to doing it happily and you're living it and you're enjoying it, there's a difference between in it and feeling remorseful and wanting to get out of it. But there's a difference between being in it and wanting to do more and more and more and more and more. Okay. Sometimes God will allow you to go through things to get your attention. And I was always taught that when God does that, sometimes you don't ever want to have to experience that, because it can be, God can do something so drastic to get your attention that you will look back and be like, oh my gosh, if I would have just, if I could have just, if they would have just, you know, like you'll just start thinking back like shoulda, coulda, woulda, you know. And I don't want anybody to have to go through that, because like I said, I've been through that myself, and I can honestly say, like, during the time when I was actively sinning, knowing I was sinning, and I continued to do it, like, God did some stuff to get my attention, y'all. Like, he really did. But he also used a lot of my wrongdoing for my good. And so I said all of those things before that just to lead up to this part is, it's not too late. Like, don't think that you're so much indulging and involved in sin that you can't come out of it, and that God's not going to be with you, and that he's not with you. Because let me tell you something, he is, and he will turn a lot of your choices that was wrong, that we chose because we have the freedom of choice to do what we want, he will turn it out for your good. And so that's why I said at the beginning, like, don't give up. Continue to keep consulting God, even if it's just 5 minutes, 2 seconds. Like, even if it's just a glimpse of you just soaking in his presence and saying, God, help me to no longer want to desire, you know, the ways of this world, or help me to no longer want to desire my fleshly, you know, choices. And even right now today, I'm asking God for those things for myself. I'm asking God for those things for others. Like, I started this prayer journal so that I can pray for others. Pray for others who hate me. Pray for others who don't know me. Pray for others who love me. Pray for others who, you know, just whatever, you know, that don't even know I exist. I'm praying for others. And so, because I want everybody to be able to experience knowing that you're not so deep into something to where God can't get you out of, or God can't help you with, because you're in it, you know. And so I hope I'm making sense in this video, and I hope I'm not coming off as, you know, in a threatening way, or, you know, trying to say all this or else or anything like that. Like I tell you guys in all these videos, I am on here encouraging you guys while I'm needing the encouragement myself. I'm on here talking to you guys about things when it's even so hard for me to sit down here and talk, because I need to be on here listening to somebody talk to me, you know, because I am just really going through some things. And as a person actively trying to stay strong in this walk with Christ, and the furthest that I feel like I've been consistent, like in this, God is even teaching me consistency. Like, y'all, I pray for consistency like for the last I don't know how many years, and when I tell y'all, God is teaching me how to be consistent right now, so where I feel like I can be consistent in anything I put my hands on. Like, and here we go again with God showing me and speaking through me with something that just helped me. Like, I feel like me consistently here in the end of May 2024 being this much consistent into seeking Christ and wanting to do right by Christ, to where I'm ready for whatever this life has to offer me, or whatever this life is going to drop in my lap, because life can change in a blink of an eye. Life will change in the instance overnight, within the same day. And with what I'm going through right now, it's tough, you know, but I'm getting through it. And no one can come on here and try to tell me that my God isn't real, and that, you know, things that happen in our lives that we don't that we don't appreciate, or things that happen in our life that's keeping us down, that there's not a God, like, even through it, to help us through it. And I know a lot of times people will say, oh, I'm just, you know, everything bad, if it's going to happen in life, it's going to happen to me. Like, instead of focusing on everything that's bad, it's going to happen to you, because it's so easy to do, because bad things happen to all of us. Like, hello, it's happened to me right now. Focus on the things that is happening good into your life. Like, keep focusing on all of the good things that are happening in your life, because that is what life is. Like, life is out here to destroy you. And I don't mean just everything in life, because God created life, and I don't want to, you know, spit on anything God created or anything when I say life. When I say life, I mean this sinful world, you guys. I mean the enemy that's in this life, prowling around like a lion, seeking and sniffing out people's weaknesses so he can attack them, and he used them people to attack others so that they can get you off your walk with Christ. Like, me knowing this, I know that whatever comes my way, I have to continue to stay strong. My husband, y'all, like, through this situation that we both are going through, and I'm getting emotional because he has literally been encouraging me so much during this time, to where I could not have asked for a better partner. Like, I could not have asked for like a better person to walk this rest of my life with, you guys. Like, to see even his strength through this, like, I am just amazed, and I am just so in love, and I am so in love with how God continues to make things for our good. Like I just told you guys, the last 10 plus years of my life was the most, like, in my life. I know people go through way more things than what I have, but in my life, in my experiences, I've been through some rough stuff, and my husband been through me most of the time when I've been through some rough stuff, and I've been with him when he's been through some rough stuff. So knowing how both of us came out at this point in time in 2024, and how on fire that we're trying to and wanting to be with Christ, this is amazing. And I just want to tell you guys, even if you don't have a husband, a best friend, a mom, a sister, cousin, whatever, daughter, son, anybody that's encouraging you through life, like, you have Christ, and ask Christ to reveal and show to you or send you people in your life that can help encourage you through battles in life. And so I just want to say that in this video, you guys, that don't, like, if you're in this walk with Christ, like, be about it, but don't consider me perfect, consider others perfect. Just know that we're all trying to get through this sinful world together and the best we can. And that comes with seeking Christ, magnifying him, keeping your eyes focused on him, not getting in the way of his will, of his plan and his purpose for your life. And when things happen to you in life, like, or others around you, like, that can be devastating and cause you to trip up with your walk with Christ, try your hardest to just keep going. Like, Terry, keep going. Like, you got this. Do not get in the way of God's plan and his purpose. Continue to stay strong. And I just wanted to take those last few seconds to tell myself that, because I truly need it. Even like making this video, even saying it out loud, like, it hurts, but I know that I'm going to continue to stay strong in Christ, because that's my only source. Like, there's a song called On Time God by Maverick City. And I'm going to link that down below if it's not already linked down below. But the song literally says, my hope is knowing that my God has tomorrow in his hand. Like, I'm going to say that again. My hope is knowing that God has tomorrow in his hands. God has the next few seconds in his hands. Even my other favorite song is death is not my future. Fear is not my future. There's a part in that song where it says, there's new mercies in the morning. Like, get up, stop mourning. It's the morning time. It's a new day. And I literally listened to both of those songs today, because, and even yesterday and the day before that, I have to listen to those songs, y'all, every day. It gets me so emotional every day. And it's because every day that I'm listening to those songs, I'm seeing how literally God has tomorrow in his hands. And there's no need for me to worry about tomorrow, because I need to worry about nothing, but tomorrow has its own problems. I need to only focus on God and magnify God and allow God to be so magnified that whatever happens in my life, God knows about it and he'll consult with me on what steps to take. Like, that's the life that I want. That's the life that I want for you guys. Like, I want to go through this life with God literally in front of me, blocking my view, so that if he turns right, I turn right. If he turn left, I turn left. If he breathes in, I breathe in. So that's the life that I'm consistently on. And literally, like, I don't even have time, y'all. I love watching movies. I love, like, working out. I love doing all those things. Like, I literally go to work, take care of my family, take care of my walk with Christ. I don't want anything like interfering or tripping me up to get me off this course. And it's so easy to do. Like, I love, like in another video I told you guys, I love music. And when I work out, I love to listen to like all kind of music. And when I'm cleaning up and things like that, I've only been wanting to listen to Christian music because I know that the words that they're speaking through me, I'm able to believe those things. I'm able to use those things to encourage me. And I know that every day of life is a battle. And if I'm sitting around here like listening to my favorite songs, talking about, you know, like everything that has nothing to do with helping my life be great, like I just feel like it's pointless. You know what I mean? Like I just feel like I've just been continuing to want to seek after Christ. And not that I don't want to listen to those songs and that I don't listen to them anymore, but it's like when I listen to them now, I'm like cutting it short, like, okay, that's enough, you know. Or when I'm doing things now that it's taking away my time from Christ, it's like, okay, yeah, I just don't even want to do that, you know. I would rather go sit in my prayer closet, or I would rather go lay down and just talk to Christ until I drift off to sleep, you know. So it's just like I'm going through, and I know it's just a transition and it's a season that I'm going through, but God is really doing something in my life right now, because I know that God looks ahead in the future for what's coming, for the next season that you're going to enter into. And what we're doing right now to prepare us for that next season is very detrimental, and it's important. And I don't want this video to be too entirely long, but I'm just going to end the rest of this video with talking about what our next video is going to be about. But our next video, we're going to be talking about how God looks ahead and getting you prepared in the now for what God is about to do in the past, in the future, so that you make the right choices now. Something I always told my kids since I don't even know how young they were, but the choices you make right now, the decisions you make right now will affect your life in the future, in the next hour, in the next day, in the next year, in the next 5 years. So it's important too that not only that should you make the right choices right now, but you should prepare your life right now for what may happen in the future. And I mean, when I mean prepared, I mean consulting with God and asking Him to help you in the now so that you're ready for the future. And that's what our next video is going to be about. And I just want to leave you guys with a scripture, because right now in my life, you guys, if I wasn't on this walk with Christ as strong as I am right now, as consistent as I am right now, I would have been broken. I would have been ready to give up. I would have been in some deep depression. I would have been in like so lost and in over my head with just doubt and fear and anxiety, that because God looked ahead into what I'm doing right now, and because I was making the right choices months ago, a year ago, I'm able to handle physically and mentally what's going on in my life right now. And so I want to end this video in saying, if you haven't decided to seek Christ, if you haven't decided to make Christ your number one to where you can continue to magnify Him and seek Him, start it. Like, start it right now, because God is holding tomorrow in His hands, but the enemy is also planning what's going to happen tomorrow in your life. So which one do you want to walk into? What God has planned for you tomorrow, or what the enemy does? So start your journey right now, you guys, with seeking Christ. Every little thing that you do every single day counts, and all of that's going to group together and add up and feed your desires more. You're going to hunger more. You're going to thirst more, to where you're going to want to be involved with Christ more. You're going to want to seek Him more. So you have to build those great habits. And I just want to leave you guys with that. And in our next video, we're going to be talking about how God looks ahead. And I'm going to share some experiences with you guys on how God looked ahead of my life. I'm going to be sharing scriptures with you guys about how God promises to go ahead of us and, you know, preparing our tomorrow, and to not worry about tomorrow, because tomorrow has its own problems, you know. Like, we need to only be focusing on what God has in front of us, so that as we master these tasks and these shortcomings and these doubts and these fears and these, you know, these things of this world, we're able to go into our next season, into tomorrow, more prepared than we were if we wasn't doing it. Okay, so I just want to leave you guys with that again. Are you ready for what the enemy has for you tomorrow, or are you ready for what God has for you tomorrow? I'm ready for what God has for me tomorrow, because what the enemy had ready for me months ago, just a day ago, 2-3 days ago, like, oh my gosh. You know, but what God had ready for me is, trust me, don't fear this, I got this, I got them, don't give up. The enemy has, this is the end, what are you gonna do? You know, like, everything negative that's ready to chew me up and spit me out, you know. So I just want to leave you guys with that, and I just want to say I love you guys. Like, please stay encouraged. Please let me know if there's anything that I can do to pray for you, if there's anything I can do to encourage you. Actually, my sister and I had a conversation today about something exciting that we're just kind of in thought of it right now, so I don't really say yet, but me and my sister are in, you know, just kind of conversation about something that we want to start together to help encourage moms in their relationship with their kids, or just moms in general with what we go through in life. And so we're just kind of in talks of that. And so I want to just come on here and just continue to encourage you guys to seek Christ, like, follow him, make the right choices today, so that your future, you're prepared for whatever comes and you're not ready to give up. I love you guys so much. Until next time, you guys, I'm hoping that I can get another video out to you guys this week. But if not, I will definitely see you guys on the next video. I love y'all. God bless you. Bye.